What's up, everybody? What's up, y'all? What is next for LA? That's what we're going to be talking about today, and I will take some of your questions later on. I will get some of your questions later on. I think this is going to be a day that we do 2 shows. Because I also want to talk about Fat Joe stepping down from the BET Awards. I got some thoughts on that. But right as I was about to add that to the title, I saw that Star Report is covering that right now. So I'm gonna push that. We're gonna do another live later on. I don't want to cover both at the same time, and plus I still want to get in on what's really going on in LA. My city takes precedent. I want to clear some things up, We'll talk about Fat Joe later on and how Black Americans won. It shows you how powerful we are when we speak up. But that's going to be later on today. But for right now, we see what's going on here in LA, and I want to clear up some misconceptions. I want to take some calls. We're gonna do some card reading also on as far as what I see, because I did a card read on this on what's going on in LA, and LA is in a 9 of Hearts peak year, and this is a 9 of Hearts year, as you know. And one thing that I did not cover in my original reading for the year, I did not cover the climate, because hearts, there are 4 elements in life: earth, air, water, and fire. And the 4 suites in the card deck represents the 4 elements. You have spades, which represent water, the wintertime, and wisdom. You have the diamond that represents earth, the fall and adulthood. You got the clubs that represent air, the summertime and youth. And then you got the heart that represents fire. It represents the clubs are summertime, the hearts are springtime. That's why when you listen to Earth and Fire, y'all know this song, That's the Way of the World? Y'all know this song? See, Earth and Fire was telling you what it is. Hearts of fire. Hearts represent fire and destruction and creation. Because we got to remember, destruction is a part of creation. And fire burns things out. And what's going on when you see these fires? We did the reading talking about, how, it's going to be a lot of turmoil this year. We talked about that. It's going to be a lot of endings. A lot of heartbreak. That's the thing we did talk about. And fire represents that because it's passion. And sometimes you got to let go of the old to get what's new coming to you. But oftentimes we don't want to let go of the old. And this message is specifically for my people who've lost. And I wish I could do more for you. But, one thing I can do is help, give you a word as it comes through me. Because me personally, I haven't lost anything, but I have some friends who have. Who's lost it all. I mean, everything. My weed, man. We were supposed to link up yesterday. He was about to give me a QP for like, I ain't gonna say the price, less than 300. QP, and this is licensed shit too. And he didn't hit me up, and he's really good. When I hit him up, man, he lost everything. Everything. He lost everything. one of my homeboys I grew up with, not grew up with, I met him later on in life, but we became hella cool. Like during my college years, my homeboy Derek, his father passed away, just this past November, and then he just lost his house. And so what I wanted to start off by doing is, before I go all the way into it, is this one of my friends, somebody like I probably haven't talked to Derek extensively in probably 10 years, extensively, but we still run across each other. We small talk, and we just had like kind of a small talk conversation probably about a year ago. But this is somebody who I know is one of them cats that's just solid. You know, we roam in different circles, live on different sides of town, but he's a good dude. So I just put his GoFundMe in the chat. And mods, if you can please take that GoFundMe. He doesn't even know I'm doing this. Like I said, me and this dude ain't talked in a long time, but like when he used to work, he helped remodel my parents' house. You know, when he was like, we was the same age, and he worked under my contractor. Then come to find out, we knew each other on a lot of levels. So, matter of fact, I'm gonna replace my Cash App in the pinned comments with his GoFundMe. Donate to him, please. And as I do more shows, as I see people who have GoFundMes up, I'm gonna be announcing it. You know, just because people need help. Just because people need help. You know, he lost his father and his house. And it's just like, I saw that, I was like, damn, I ain't got to kick it with a nigga to extend some help wherever I can. I personally donated, and whatever you got, tools and fuels, whatever it is, help that man. All right, please. What's up, Linus? But y'all know how I be doing my metaverse comedy. One of the dudes that program we go in my metaverse world, the person that built my metaverse world, man, Chris, he lost his house, he lost everything, even his Oculus glasses. It's like he's literally living in his office. He lost everything, like, because up in Altadena is a part of LA that's up north. It's a part of LA that's up north, the northern part. I'm putting it back up on the map. But I got my boys GoFundMe up, and just hit him. You know, he don't even know I'm doing this. I just want to see everybody bless him. But let me see here. And it is bigger than white and black. You know, my man Chris, the other person that lost his other one, I told you I built my metaverse world. He's a white dude, but he's hella cool. He's presented me one hell of an opportunity here in the metaverse. And some stuff extends beyond race, you know? Some stuff extends beyond race. There's a certain thing called humanity. My boy Derek is black. If Chris had a GoFundMe, I put his up too. He just doesn't have a GoFundMe. But he just doesn't have one. But my man Derek does. And if Chris does get a GoFundMe at some point, I will put his up, even though he's a white dude, because I'm a kind of dude that I can see beyond the bullshit. It's all about having a certain level of humanity for people when they go through things. But here, the Eaton Fire, that's this one. This neighborhood you see right here, is a traditionally black neighborhood right here. This is where black people live. You know, there has been some gentrification of it, but for the most part, this is still where black people live. And as you see, it's not too far from the Rose Bowl. This is the Rose Bowl, where they have the Rose Bowl game on New Year's Day. That's the Rose Bowl. This area right here used to be pretty black too. And it's a really nice neighborhood. Like, black people living in good conditions. This part of Pasadena is still a lot of black people who live in here. Right by the Rose Bowl. I mean, I tell you, these are some beautiful homes up here. Luckily, these didn't get burned down. But this is a traditional black neighborhood. This is the side of town Jackie Robinson grew up on, the great Jackie Robinson. This is his area. But this is a traditional black neighborhood. And it's still a lot of black people who live in here. But that didn't get burned. What got burned was over here. What got burned was over here was this lake. And first Fair Oaks. I mean Lincoln. Yeah, right here. This area, like all this stuff got burned down. This is where my boy Derek live. Like, black people don't necessarily live in Swaller, y'all. Like, it's a really nice neighborhood. It's a really nice neighborhood. Mostly black people lived up in here. And even Chris, my white friend who got his house burned down, he lived up here too. All of this stuff here is all burned down to a crisp now. All these beautiful homes, gone. And this is a working class neighborhood. All of these beautiful homes are gone. Like, they're counting these houses by what's standing, not what got burned down. That's literally how they're counting these houses, by what's left standing. These are black neighborhoods right here. This is a black neighborhood. But you see all the shrubbery. But it's like, this is one area you didn't really see getting hit by a fire. Because as you see where it is down here, in this area, you see the mountain is way over here. You see how the fire started way over here? This is the forest. Appreciate the super chat, DSB. Much appreciated. But as you see, the fire started way over here. There's actually some pretty dope waterfalls right up here in this hike. And because there were 80 mile-an-hour winds, those embers, like this country club, I think this country club got put on fire. A lot of this golf course is burnt up. Somebody I know personally, this Armenian cat that I know, he lived right here. I spent many a days right here on this block, kicking him with one of my Armenian homeboys who used to work on my cars. Let me see. Well, just based on how clean this shit is, this nigga moved. I love the homie, but that motherfucker was dirty as hell. I'm just based on the cleanliness. No, he's over here. Yeah, just based on how clean it is now. That nigga moved. But yeah, I know these people. Persians, white people. I know Persians up in here, white folks up in here. But really the part that got hit the hardest was over here. And y'all know Freeze Love? This is Freeze Love's block, Sacramento Street. But back in the 80s, these niggas was as beautiful as these homes are right here, you see? Back in the 80s, them niggas was banging. Many of murders happened on this street back in the 80s. It's better now, but back in the 80s, this street wasn't shit. But all this is gone. I gotta check on my man Freeze Love. I think his childhood home burnt down. I gotta check on him. So this is like, why am I talking about this? It's a lot of people who've been, what's up, Brooke? How you doing? It's a lot of people who are throwing a lot of these, how did this happen? I don't know how this happened. But I do know that this Aldi right here is burned down. So for the few remaining residents who do have homes here, this Aldi is now gone. And I want to lay this church right here is gone. Doesn't exist anymore. This church is gone. These businesses right here are gone. So I don't know if they did this on purpose or not. We could all have our speculations. But I do think that we got to have respect for people. And if the government did do it, you can't do nothing about it. So focusing on that, what does it do? What does it accomplish? Being from LA, I'm sensitive to a lot of these theories y'all throwing out from around the country. Because you just don't know how the hell forest fires work. I talk about this stuff all the time with my wife. Like, anytime we get like a good strong rain in December or November, I always tell my wife, all right, cool. We're not going to have any fires this year. But when we don't get a good rain in November, October is usually very warm. So we don't expect too much rain in October, because October out here could be every bit as warm as June, to be telling you the truth. But November, December, if we don't get a significant rain by November and December, yes, it's up out here. This isn't abnormal. The thing that's abnormal is not getting any kind of rain in November and December. Because when you don't get rain in November, December, and you get Santa Ana winds, fires happen. These fires have been happening not to burst your conspiracy theory bubble, but these fires have been happening in these forests since the beginning of time. I promise you, like, these fires in these forested areas have been happening since long before there was a Spain, a Mexico, a Chumash. That's just part of nature. LA is a desert surrounded by forests. So that's a volatile topography. We're just talking nature right now. I'm a nature nigga. Alright? I'm a nature nigga. I do a lot, but I love nature like a motherfucker. And when you go up here, me and my wife used to come up here and hang out back in the day. This is how it looks up in the mountain. This is nature. This is nature. This is what it looks like up on that mountain. Mount Wilson Trail. This is what it looks like. When you don't get rain, this shit burns. And it's part of the renewal process of life. That's why fire signs and air signs go well together. I'm an air sign, Gemini. My wife's a fire sign, Leo. Fire and air go together because they feed each other. So when you get strong air, all we gotta do is just take this shit back to nature. Strong air, dry earth, that's devoid of water, sparks fire, which then renews the soil and enriches the soil. So when water comes, the burnt nature feeds the current, the whatever survived the fire, it feeds that and creates new life, such as the cycle of life. That's the cycle of life, people. We got to put this in perspective before you jump into conspiracies and shit. Because you don't know anyway. So you may as well come back to nature. That's the cycle of life. Water, earth signs, and water signs go well together. Because water is what feeds earth to create new life. Do y'all follow what I'm saying? Or am I doing too much? Y'all follow what I'm saying? Or am I full of shit? What y'all say? This is life and life cycles. And sometimes when humans decide to develop into the middle of Earth, beings of Earth are going to succumb to nature's will. Beings succumb. We don't control God and nature. Y'all talk God. This is God. This is God. Earth, air, water, and fire. That's God. That's God in action. That's the God we can see. It's the God that breathes life so we can continue to live on this thing we call Earth. Now, when humans decide to develop into what God does, death and destruction are going to be a part of this thing. Did Harp use a laser? I don't know. Did some people set these fires? Probably. But as far as the spread, if you was watching, I was watching the fire last night, and them embers go. They go. They go.
Palisades fire, and to reiterate, we don't know that circumstances.
That's confirmed in Palisades. Okay, we don't know. That's right, Earth Engine. Born of the earth are nature's children, breath up by the wind, the breath of life, judged by the fiery hands of God. That's the song Earth and Fire by Earth and Fire, written by Skip Scarborough. And I have Skip Scarborough's son in my documentary that we filming on. For those of you that donate to my documentary, we still moving. It's just we fell far short of our funding goal, so it moves slow. But thank everybody who did donate to the GoFundMe. But we still getting it out for you guys. It's just moving slower than we thought. It's just moving a little bit. I'm going to play a little bit of that. I'm glad I saw that comment in the chat. I got some dope people in my chat room. I don't know if y'all ever heard this song, but it's one of the greatest songs. But listen to Earth and Fire, they tell you what it is. The breath of life. I can't play because I can't play more than 10 seconds. Judged by the fiery hands of God. World goes by the hand of the master plan. Can't you understand? You're but a grain of sand. See, you niggas be making humans way too important sometimes. You listen to too much hip hop and not enough Earth, Wind, and Fire. Do you need a God to make you feel satisfied? You are the God that you're looking for. But this is the cycle of life. Nigga, you better listen to some motherfucking Earth and Fire. Leave that hip hop alone for a day. Tap back into God. Into nature. Nature let's just see what's going on. Nature lets you know. And understand that even with whatever heart machines they got, whatever other shit that they got, understand this. It's still divine. It's still something that nature allowed to happen, because it ain't a motherfucking thing humans can do that nature will not allow it to. So this is what's going on. The winds were at 80 miles an hour. And at 80 miles an hour, the planes can't come in and dump water. And that's what happened with what's going on over in Altadena. That's why sometimes it requires you to have knowledge in multiple areas of things. I'm not going to ever sit down and say I was ever a fucking pilot. No, I wasn't. But I was a junior Eagle in the 9th grade. Like I used to, when I was in middle school, I really wanted to be an airplane pilot. I really wanted to be an airplane pilot. So I spent a lot of time learning about flight and airplanes. Went so far as my mom signed me up with a junior pilots program over at the Santa Monica Airport. So I'm not going to sit here and say I know everything about flying. But I do know this about flying. You can't fly no 80 mile an hour goddamn wind, no helicopter right there at the foothills of a mountain. Going back to the map, you got to understand the highest point in LA, in Southern California, is Mount Wilson. The Mount Wilson Observatory. And this, matter of fact, this is actually on fire right now. Coming up to it. Me and my wife used to drive up here. You see this topography? This is the topography of the mountains in that area. This is the Mount Wilson Observatory. It's about 5,000 feet up in the air. And you can look down and see from here. This music is corny. Let me turn the music off. But here, let's keep looking. You see right here? Altadena is down there. That's the golf course right there. Altadena is right here where you see my cursor. And if you see over here in the distance, this is downtown LA. Do y'all see my... Press number 1 if you can see my cursor. Press number 1 if you can see my cursor. If you can see my cursor, so that way I ain't wasting my damn time trying to tell y'all something that y'all can't see. Let me know if y'all can see my cursor. Right over here in the distance to the top left, right under where it says Mount Wilson Observatory. Okay, you see it? That's downtown LA. Over here to the right, that's the mountains where the Palisades are, to the right. Beyond that is the ocean. This line right here is the ocean. That's the ocean. That's the Palisades mountain right there. This mountain you see right here, this is the mountain that gets you through Hollywood. This the Hollywood sign is on this mountain right here. This is where the 101 passes through. I'm sorry, this is the Mulholland. This is the Mulholland Mountain right here. This is Mulholland. And then right here is the mountain range of what off the 2 freeway, Glendale. And right here, this valley area, this is the San Gabriel Valley. Right here. This is called the San Gabriel Valley. And right here is Altadena, where it burned down, right over here. And this mountain that this camera's been taken, a photo's been taken from, this is about 5,000 feet up from sea level, where this top of this mountain is. So when you have 80 mile an hour winds, you cannot have smaller aircraft. You cannot have aircraft flying this close to a mountain range. The winds are too high. And you cannot have aircraft flying that low, because flying that low, you have things, look at the word term microburst. You have things like microbursts where that's where a plot of wind can get pushed down from the sky and it can knock a plane off. If a plane's is at 10,000 feet and drop 5,000 feet, that's nothing. But if a plane is at 1,500 feet and gets pushed down 5,000 feet, you just made something far worse than it could have been. So the victims here in Altadena especially, and also over in Palos Verdes, same thing. Although Palos Verdes isn't as high up, it's still a mountain range. I said Palos Verdes, Palisades. I said Palos Verdes. Well, Palos Verdes too. This is Palisades. It's right there on the ocean, but it's still a mountain range. So people are wondering, oh, LA, how could that happen? People are like, why is it? I've seen people like, one person, I'm not even going to say their name, but they be all into that spiritual shit. And I don't mind spirit. I'm into the spiritual shit, but sometimes you got to calm the fuck down. They were like, oh, how could it burn that close to an ocean? Because it's a fucking forest. That's how. You see this? This is Palisades. You see all this dry shrubbery? No rain, no humidity. This is Palisades. I've been to this overlook. This overlook is dope. Back in high school, got some, I'm not going to say it. But yeah, back in high school, you take a wompty wamp to the boomty bamp and you boomty bamp and the boomty wamp right here. You know what I mean? Them years before you moved out your mama's house. Them years before you move out your mama's house, you bring a chick up here to the Palisades overlook. Them years before you move out your mama's house, but you ain't quite got enough money to buy a motel. Yeah. That's what we used to do back in the day. That was one of the fun things about being born and raised in LA. You do shit like this, and you ain't got to spend a motherfucking dime. And I've been up here plenty of times. But you see all this fuel? This is Palisades. This is how people could have burned down. This is Palisades. And the wind was pushing what they call Santa Ana winds. This is Palisades at night. Beautiful, isn't it? But you see all this fuel. And what they call Santa Ana winds in California, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard those terms. It's because generally the breeze comes from the ocean to the landmass. So when the breeze is coming from the ocean, this gets hit with a lot of dew, a lot of humidity. So you generally hardly, very rarely ever have to worry about too many massive fires. But the Santa Ana winds is when the wind comes in from the desert this way. You see out here is Barstow. People don't understand like LA topography. The hottest place on earth is Death Valley National Park right here. This is the lowest point in the contiguous United States. And the highest point is right over here in Mount Whitney. Mount Whitney, right? You see where it says Mount Whitney right here? This is the highest point on the West Coast. And just about 100 miles over, a few hundred miles over, is the lowest point in America. Highest and lowest, right there. And if you ever drive Highway 395 right here through Mono Lake, this is one of the most scenic, beautiful drives you will ever have in your life. Anytime me and my wife go to Lake Tahoe, that's the way we go. Such a beautiful drive. But this is desert. And you see all this is desert. Vegas, Mojave, desert. So when we have what's known as Santa Ana winds, the wind is coming in from the desert. And it's very dry. And it drops the humidity down. And so now that makes this Palisades area susceptible for fire. And if you look at the Palisades area, you see all of the homes are nestled in a valley between two peaks. So all this shit is gone. All these beautiful homes, gone. Palisades Drive, this shit gone. Gone. I knew some people who lived up in here too. Apartments, all that shit gone. There's literally one way in and one way out when you deep up in Palisades. So these people had to basically go and leave their shit because they were between two ridges that were on fire. Did a heart machine do it? I don't know. And I ain't gonna sit here and fucking act like I do. Did a human do it? I don't know. But I do know that humans' lives were lost. And they lost a whole lot of shit. So what I do here at my channel, my job is to bring reason to what's going on. And to really explain what I can explain. Had this fire happened in any other city, I wouldn't be having this fucking show because I don't know your city like that. But I do know my city. And I know it well. Told you my brother and sister went to this school right here at Palisades High. A lot of my best friends from elementary school went here. My boy Chris, who's one of my mods, he went here to Palisades High. Yeah, girl, speaking. Listen, this literally, yeah, that's what this is. This is a hole. These people lived basically in a hole, surrounded by forest. Surrounded by forest. Then over here, you got the Riviera Country Club. They don't let niggas up in here. This is that Riviera Country Club right here. And then you got the LA Country Club over here, Holmby Hills. You see, and over here where Beverly Hills is, it's not too much better, but it's a little more open access. So yeah, so this is what we have here. This is what's going on. A chat room for a mods for fun. Ban Barry Smith for 28 hours or 48 hours. We're not about to let this dumb nigga come in here and take over the chat room conversation. Thank you, mods. Don't do it long. Do it. Do the 86K. The 86K. Do that one. Do the 86K. Lean back. Lean back. Do the 86K. Lean back. Thank you, mods. We don't have time for idiots today. So we see this. Yes, the rich people of Devon are being affected over here. But over here in Altadena, these ain't rich people. These are working class black people who've passed their homes down sometimes 2 and 3 generations. Over here, this is where Jackie Robinson was raised. All right? There are a lot of black people who are 2nd and 3rd generation homeowners in this area who've lost everything. This is a whole black neighborhood that got lost. So, yeah, white people over in Palisades lost their shit. But I'm concerned about these black brothers and sisters over here. And that's why I have that donation link at the top up there. That's my homeboy Derek. He don't even know I'm doing this shit. But he's a good dude. So no, it's not you just be around people. You ain't even got to see them for a long time. But they good people. I'm doing this because my homie's a good dude. So a full-on black neighborhood is gone. This area is beautiful, and they don't live right up on the forest. This area is safe. What we thought was safe. Again, the fire happened way over here. The fire happened in the forest, but with 80-mile-an-hour winds. And okay, let's play devil's advocate. Somebody set a fire to one of the homes. Okay. There's no way in Sam fuck hell they could have set fire to a whole goddamn neighborhood. Okay? This is a beautiful area right here to live in. Very beautiful area. And you're far enough, you think you're far enough away from the mountain to be safe. You think. I know, I spent a lot of my life over here with people I know. I never thought this area could be burned. Hell, I'm not gonna point it out, but shit. 5150 and like where Reason used to film his show is in this area. Do y'all know that? Yeah, some of y'all favorite podcasts is filmed. I'm not gonna blow up the spot and tell you exactly where the studio is, but some of y'all favorite podcasts is filmed right there, a few blocks from where the neighborhood got burned down. If we gonna tell you the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. What's up, Jayla? Are you knew them too, Jayla? Yes, it's a small world. We be knowing the same people. It's a small world. So y'all asking where Compton is? Compton down here. Compton down here. This is where Compton is. That's why those of us who live south of the 10 been chilling. When Kendrick said, don't talk about the land when you ain't never been south of the 10. This is where we at. We good down here in the hood. We good down here. We way away. The fires are up over here and up over there. The Sunset Fire, this one raged out, and this burnt Runyon Canyon. And y'all know I be walking Runyon Canyon. I love this fire right here. Y'all see my beloved Hollywood Bowl? Oh my God, they almost got my Hollywood Bowl yesterday. But this is a picture of Runyon Canyon right here. Let me go to a different screen. I'm put up a picture of Runyon. And I'm going to do some card reading on what's next after this. Oh, Rain's not on the screen. It's on that screen. I'll put it over there. But this got burned down. Let me see downloads. This is Runyon right here. This is a picture I took last week. And all this shit is gone now. Burnt to a crisp. I won't say gone because trees survive forest fires. But this here is what caught on yesterday. But they contained it before it got to any of these houses. This is just a picture I took last week hiking up Runyon. And that's a good hike, 1.5 miles each way. No, it's a 2-mile hike, straight up a mountain. It's a beautiful hike. This is a picture I took from halfway. This is only halfway up the hike. When you hike Runyon, this is the halfway point right here. This shit got burnt to a crisp yesterday. I'm so glad I did that walk last week. At least I got to see it one more time before it got burnt. But y'all see how beautiful this walk is? I love this walk, man. It's a very difficult walk, but it's beautiful to get to the top. It's not an easy hike, but it's a fun hike. And yeah, fat niggas like me do hike. I ain't your everyday fat nigga, boy. I'll beat your ass in basketball and I can outwork you. I'll put money on that. Don't fuck around with me. I got a contract with myself. I stay fat as long as I can move. And I move better than most of you niggas half my size. Promise. That's why the fat jokes go in one ear or the other. Because I know if you're on that court, I'll shake the shit out you. I'll beat your ass. So I ain't worried about what lame niggas got to say. Oh, you say you never seen LA clear like that? Yeah, this is what I see. This is the hike I go. I get up I get on this hike at 5:30 in the morning. I go up. This is like 5:30. This is about 6. By the time I got to this point, we talking about, because I started at the bottom of the mountain at about 5:30. So right now we're talking about 6. We're talking about 6 o'clock. And that's the Hollywood sign. And no, the Hollywood sign did not burn down. It's on a different mountain range. So yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I had I will never let a 51-year-old nigga with 71-year-old braids dunk on me, Hassan Isaacs. You wouldn't even get up. You know, I play defense. You're not going to get to that point. I promise you. I'm not actually play defense. You're not going to get to the point to where you can rise. And thank God my beloved Hollywood Bowl is saved. If this would have burned down, this would have killed me. Y'all see where I be in the summertime? Anybody who know me, you gonna catch me about 20 times a summer right here. I got my own box. My personal box for years was box 1420. This was my personal box for years. Let me show y'all. If you count up right here, that one right there, that used to be my personal box. But what we always move down, further down. Nowadays, let me see if I can show y'all a picture. This is this is the Hollywood Bowl, man. I'm so glad this didn't burn down my favorite music venue on planet motherfucking Earth. If this burned down, I wouldn't have known what to do. Man, I'd have been mad. Like, this is the Hollywood Bowl right here.
Free and still bubbling. Straight from the ATM. Make some noise.
No, that was the wrong screen. Y'all couldn't even see it. My bad. Y'all couldn't even see it. My bad. It's this one here.
Free and still bubbling. Straight from the ATM.
This is when Big Boy came out.
Well, check it out, everybody. What's going on, LA?
This is my Hollywood Bowl right here.
With a stadium, I took a letter. Ain't no one better. And when I'm on the track, I told you better put your sweater. Cause I'm
Told her, man, I told her, man, oh, hell yeah, that's the Hollywood Bowl, goddammit. If that shit burned down, I would have been lost. I'd have been lost. Those seats are around somewhere around here. Oh, it looked like they put new seats in. These are new pictures. Oh, the Hollywood Bowl are redoing this. These are new seats. The seats weren't green last year. They just put in new seats. Oh, shit. Wait till I tell my wife we get some new seats this season at the Hollywood Bowl. That would have been really bad if this shit got burned down with these new seats. Protect the bowl at all costs, goddammit. But let's go into this. I want to go into a little bit of read of this. And then I'm gonna have some of you guys call in. I'm gonna do a quick read. But I want to have some of you guys call in. So get ready. I'm going to open up the phone lines in about 5 minutes. All right. I'm opening the phone line about 5 or 10 minutes. I'm going to go to the yearly card for the city of LA. LA was incorporated April 4th, 1850. Let me see here. 1850 is when this LA was incorporated. And so I got the card of the year for LA, which is the 4 clubs. The peak card is a 9 of hearts. And the supportive card is a 6 of diamonds. So in a lot of ways, this is a year, anytime a 6 of diamonds show up, like I showed y'all, no different than it was with Jay-Z and Puffy. 6 of diamonds means karma, karma, karma. You're going to collect your karma when that motherfucker show up in your spread. 7 of, and it's crazy this been the peak card. 9 of hearts. 9 of hearts represents fight, contention. Ace of clubs, that means this is a new year. This is a year that LA restarts. LA has to restart itself. It's the environment cards and the 4 of spades, card of fate and adjusting. That tells me LA is going to adjust. There's a new norm. This city will never be the same. That's one thing I will say is this city will never be the same. Ever. LA has changed forever. LA has changed forever. Let me go into the 9 of hearts, the year. I just see a new start. But what that new start is, when the Ace of Clubs shows up, that tells me that the new start is ours to create. The new start is yours to create. See, oftentimes we be leaving things into the fate of other people. When in other entities, outside entities, when the truth is you can create your own new start. That's the thing about it. That's about anything. Anytime you're dealing with fire, because hearts represent fire. 9s represents something new, being an ending. And every ending is a new beginning. Life is an endless unfoldment. Every ending is a new beginning. One second. There we go. Let me see here. Let me see if I can go to that part. All right, cool. I got it. I'll get to it. So let me pull this 9 of hearts card spread. And we're going to do another live later on today about Fat Joe, okay? We're going to do another live about Fat Joe later on today. But it's a 9 of Hearts year. Lots of, remember I told y'all before that 7 of clubs, lots of tension, lots of fighting. Lots of fighting this year. This is definitely a new beginning year for us. Change in lifestyle. 5 of Diamonds means change in lifestyle. So, what that shows me is here. This is like a ripple effect. LA had this time, and I'm not sure LA is done with this. What it has to go through with, I'm not sure. But based on these cards, most of the country is going to go through something similar. There's going to be something that happens in a lot of major cities that's going to make cities have to redo how they do things. That's what that 5 of Diamonds tells me. This whole country is really about going through a change. LA just got it right now. We just got our LA wake up call. If you're in Chicago, if you're in Detroit, New Orleans, wherever you are listening to me right now, there are a lot of things that's going to happen in this country that's going to give a similar wake up call to wherever you are. It may be a national thing that happens that affects us all. It might be something locally that affects just your town. It might be both. It might be both. But that King of Clubs and Pluto tells me that you got to write out your own. You can't, how can I say this? You cannot allow these circumstances to dictate the outcome. Shit happens. But the long lasting, the totality of the outcome is up to however you work it. However you play your cards. The most complete, utter devastation there is can be handled through how you take it and deal with it. Like I'm going to tell my homeboy Derek whenever I see him, man, it's like, yeah, you got to start over, but, you know, and for those of you who've been affected by these fires, yeah, you got to start over, but think of it this way. You get a blank canvas, you know, you will be taken care of. These insurance companies, because a lot of people got their insurance policies canceled, these insurance companies ain't going to get away with that. You know, those of you who have been affected, you will be made whole. And what you do with this is up to you. And it's all within your power. So take time to grieve as to what's been going on. Take time to, you know, you guys got dealt a heavy blow. But this is one of my favorite songs ever right here by Funkadelic. This is a metaphysical song right here. And if you're into metaphysics and spiritual science, you want to listen to this song called Good Thoughts, Bad Thoughts by Funkadelic. This is before Bootsy got to the band when they were still in a funk phase, in a rock phase. But this song here is more Screw, but 20 years before DJ Screw.
The solution lies within the problem.
Travel like a king. Listen to your inner voice. A higher wisdom is at work for you. Conquering the stumbling blocks comes easier when the conqueror is in tune with the infinite. Every ending is a new beginning. Life is an endless unfoldment. Change your mind and change your relation to time. You can find the answer. The solution lies within the problem. The answer is in every question. Dig it. An attitude is all you need to rise and walk away. Inspire yourself. Life is yours. It fits you like your skin. The oak sleeps in the acorn. The giant sequoia tree sleeps in its tiny seed. Bird waits in the egg. God waits for his unfoldment in man. That means you. The godliness is in you is waiting for its unfoldment within you. You gravitate to that which you secretly love most. You meet in life the exact reproduction of your own thoughts. There's no chance, coincidence, or accident in a world ruled by divine law and order. You rise as high as your dominant aspirations. You descend to the level of your lowest concept of yourself. Free your mind and your ass will follow. I love this song. Anytime I get high, especially if I'm on some mushrooms, especially when I'm on them shrooms, woo! Woo! Man, this song will download in your motherfucking ass if you on some shrooms. But that's why I always point back to the music of the 70s. The music of the 70s is the pill to free your mind. That's why I love the song Free Your Mind and Your Ass Will Follow by Funkadelic. These dudes went psychedelic and put some funk on it.
Yeah. Your funky mind and you can fly. Free your mind, your ass will follow.
Free your mind and your ass will follow. For the kingdom of heaven is within. Free your mind and your ass will follow. For the kingdom of heaven is within. You got songs like Fantasy. This song is all about creating your own reality. It's about you see the world that's around you, but you have the ability to create new thoughts. You know how real that line is? Every thought is a dream, rushing by in a stream, bringing life to the kingdom of doing. That means your thoughts are just dreams. They rush by. But you got to bring life through doing, through getting off your ass and doing something about it. Man, the whole goddamn formula was written for us in the 70s. You can listen to music from the 70s and not ever leave that decade and barely repeat a song because there was so much good music from that decade. You know, oh yeah, this is another song I want to play for y'all. All About Love. This song is all about, it's coded in a love song, but it's really all about yourself.
The light shine all through your mind. Feel it heart aglow.
Let the light shine all through your mind. Feel your heart aglow. Take the time, make up your mind. It's all about love. Talks about, and then Maurice, when he gets to preaching later on in the show, he said, if it ain't no beauty around you, you gotta make some beauty. Man, that nigga Maurice White put that gospel on it too. He put that gospel on it. And this song is all about talking about looking inside and creating your own reality. You know, because there's a lot of heavy shit going on. And me personally, I'm not going to watch the news mostly the rest of the day. I'm going to have to wrap my mind in some earth and fire. Take the time to make up your mind. You gotta love this shit, man.
Dress up, beat me out. Feel it.
This part right here.
And if there ain't no beauty, you gotta make some beauty. Have mercy, listen to me out.
If it ain't no beauty around you, You got to make some beauty. So if you live in an area that's been decapitated by these fires and messed up, you got to make the beauty. And that's going to be how y'all get out of this shit. And to that I say, please donate to my homeboy Derek's GoFundMe. And yeah. Now I'm opening up my line, take some calls. 323-744-7425. 323-744-7425. I appreciate that, Kid Frankie. Yes, I do have a playlist. My playlist is available on my Patreon. I got a Patreon with all these songs. I got multiple playlists on Patreon. As a matter of fact, this is one of my Patreon. I got my contemporary R&B soul playlist on Patreon right now. That's the one that's on Spotify. I got my modern contemporary soul playlist with all this good stuff on it. Matter of fact, I might put my Earth and Fire list on Spotify. I might put this. Stay tuned. I think I might put my Earth and Fire playlist on from Spotify on. I might do that. But I got this playlist, and I also have the playlist from. Let me change Apple Music. I got this playlist on Spotify also. Over 1,000 songs of music from the 70s. I got some dope shit. Got all that good shit. All that good mind music from the 70s. All that good mind music. Isaac Hayes, Soulsville. What y'all know about Soulsville? What y'all know about this?
At least that black man born free.
At least that's the way it's supposed to be. I love that song, Soulsville. Got that on Spotify. Got a lot of shit on Spotify. Got a lot of stuff. I mean, that's the Apple Music playlist. But I've been building this playlist for over 20 years. This is a very comprehensive playlist. Been building this shit for a long time. Got some Ozzy Brothers. Got all that shit on this playlist. All the good shit. I even got some Melissa Morgan. I love that shit right there. Everything. What y'all know about this sample? Who stole this sample? Who stole this sample?
You break my heart, but I'll be there beside you with lots of love to give.
I bet y'all didn't know that original one. Who stole that? Got some Jackson 5 on that motherfucker. All that good shit. And you can get this on my lowest tier on my Patreon. I got shit you can't find on Spotify. Do y'all know this group right here, the Escorts? They filmed this.
Good look over your shoulder.
These brothers were saying this from prison. Where is it at? I don't get spent a harmony. Ain't gonna find that on Spotify. They recorded that from prison. The Escorts recorded that song from prison. Got that good shit, y'all. That music like crack. You need it. I just missed like 3 calls, so call back if you want to call in, because I'm sorry, I got so off into the music I didn't answer the calls that came through. 323-744-7425. Sorry about that. To those who called in, call back. Because I will be going live again later on talking about this whole Fat Joe situation. Yeah, DeAndre, these fires have changed LA forever. Like on the satellite. Forever. Forever. I gotta watch the Sandlot. But there we go. There we go. Does he remember the expert? Appreciate that, Journey. Wiley said the Escorts saying their way out of prison. Hey, Wiley, I thought you was a mod. Did you relinquish your moderatorship, or did I not give it to you? I could have easily not given it to you. I thought you were a mod, Wally. I'm about to get up out of here. Because I'm going to come back later on and talk about Fat Joe. And I have a dope interview. I'm about to link up. I'm not going to make any announcements. Y'all just going to see it drop. The next interview that I got. There we go. Oh, you must be in your other account. Okay. Yeah, I got the the Boss by James Brown is on my other playlist. I have another playlist for y'all too. That's on Spotify. I mean, that's on Patreon. That's my funk list. And on my funk list playlist, I got music. Like, you're not gonna find this song on Spotify. Not this version. Not this version of Hollywood Squares.
There's so much.
Let me go. Y'all know who sampled this.
Cause I'm a player.
You ain't gonna find that on Spotify, but you can find that on my Patreon funk music playlist. You're not gonna find that on Spotify. Not that version. You'll have the other version, but you won't get the version that do it like this. That's funky than a motherfucker, boy. You ain't gonna find it. Got on that playlist. It's a real value on my Patreon, y'all. It's a very strong value on my Patreon. Very strong value. I even got shit y'all forgot about. What y'all know about that? Junior. 2-hit wonder. That's on a funk list. That's on the funk list. That's for all them niggas that used to wear them neon electric neon suits with white pants and Jerry curls. That's on the funk list. That list is also on Spotify. I even got rare cuts like this. What y'all know about Do Your Dance? Got some Sly and the Family Stone on that list? That's Rusty Allen on bass after Larry Graham left Sly and the Family Stone. Got some Val Young singing background on this. Oh, y'all thought Snoop came up with that hook? No, that's a Charlie Wilson hook. Just because you don't believe that I want to dance, don't mean that I don't want you. Nigga, what? Yeah, I got SOS Band. Matter of fact, I got some SOS Band that you can't even find on Spotify. Who gonna ask me, do I got SOS Band? See if you can find this song on Spotify. You can find that on Spotify. I'll wait. I'll wait. It's a full-on smorgasbord over on my Spotify, over on my Patreon. And a lot of you who are new to Patreon, y'all ain't been taking advantage of what I got. If you just joined my Patreon recently, I got 1,000 hours of, well over hundreds of hours of content on Patreon. So if you're new, you got to go back. I don't want nobody saying, you didn't put me new. Hey, look, I got some shit on Patreon, but you got to go back if you're new to it. All right. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm going to talk about Fat Joe a little bit later on. But here, man, whatever it is, man, be good. We good. You know what I mean? LA is strong. We've been through this. This is a lot like 94. I remember 94 when, you know, we had the King Day earthquake, the mudslides and the fires. And that shit was crazy back in, if you was here in 92, 93, 94 with all the earthquakes, mudslides, and fires we had back then, Malibu got wiped out back in 93. I remember that. I remember coming home from school and seeing shit slide down the mountain like, goddamn, that whole house is gone. Shit. We've been here before, LA. Let's just make sure that we come together and we love on each other, and we be understanding of each other and help each other out wherever we can. And I appreciate that, Sam. I am. Amir. Mario, Asor, I'm gonna try to come back on around it'll be between 5 and 6 Pacific time, okay? Sometime between, probably closer to 6 o'clock Pacific time. We're gonna talk about Fat Joe. But we're gonna do that shit from the phone. I'm gonna do that shit from the garage. Smoking a blunt with y'all. Maybe closer to 7. Maybe closer to 7, because I'm gonna pull out my bottle of wine. So think closer to 7 Pacific time. I'm doing that one from the garage with a blunt in my hand. All right. Thank y'all again for listening. Thank y'all again for listening. My name is Dewan. Remember, there are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. We out.